Got the anemone cups. Alright, so just opened it up from Amazon. For some reason I thought I got 2 cups. I must have only got 1. Gotta relook at my order, but it's a nice glass cup. It comes with the 1 cup, 2 suction cups that go right on the back, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over to the 10-gallon. I'm gonna grab our green bubble tip anemone. That's pretty much the whole full reason why I bought this. So the whole reason I bought this is in our 10-gallon macro. What I got going on is our green bubble tip anemone. I cannot get to sit anywhere. I know people like to put them in one spot, make them sit. So I get that to a point, but it's gotten to the extent to where homeboy just chills at the top of the tank like this. So bought on this cup. Here's a little demonstration of how it's gonna stick onto the glass. It's perfect size, especially if it grows a little bigger. I'm gonna put it right on this side of the glass over here. And I grab my gloves, I'm gonna grab his foot, get it off the glass there. I'm gonna put him inside this. And not only will he not be on the glass anymore, he'll be in a nice little spot for a nice piece, basically right on the wall. I could even grab more anemones in the future, put them in these. It's a really cool tactic. And then also, if the clowns decide to host it, they'll be hosting it right in this little jar. It'll be perfect. So I'm gonna throw on my nylon gloves. I'm gonna grab this nem. Alright, nem successfully placed inside the cup. It's already getting his foot all inflated. He's getting ready to stick, just like I wanted. Perfect spot for him. Now he can finally open up. He can also get kind of left alone by the peppermint. As you guys saw in the last clip, these guys are non-stop annoying. They just keep attacking your hands and doing whatever. And for some reason, that one's pregnant and so is the other one in the back. So I'm not sure how that even physically happened. Maybe there's something about peppermint shrimp biology, I don't know. Because I don't think 2 females could both lay eggs, but if I come down here, show you guys right in the bottom, you can see all the eggs on her. And then come up here, same deal, whole bunch of eggs. So possibly, as long as the filter doesn't suck them up, there's going to be a ton of them anyway, so I'm sure one of them will survive. We're going to have a ton of peppermint shrimp running around in here. You'd almost think that this would hurt the bubble tip, just because these guys go after aptasia, but any little mucus these guys make, they clean it up, so it benefits peppermint and them. You can see the bubble tip's a tiny bit agitated, but not really. They'll open right up right after. It's like a multicolored cleaner shrimp, you know what I mean? Peppermint cleaner is what we're gonna call these guys. As he stares at me with his tiny little eyes. Alright, so the current situation is, as we tried to feed the krill, it floated away and the peppermint shrimp is now having its way with it. So it decided, hey, I'm gonna eat the krill. I'd say out of every animal I own, these peppermint shrimp are the biggest menaces ever. Absolute menace. And the chase begins. No, they're just gonna fight over it. Watch this. It's a beautiful little like chase after each other. This one can't seem to figure out where the other one went, even though he's literally right here. He's gonna find him and he's gonna go nuts. Or well, she. I believe they're both she's. Like I said earlier, I can't even figure it out. Somebody in the comments, if you're experts on peppermint shrimp, please let me know what is going on with these. Oh man. Getting close, getting warmer, Going the wrong direction, okay. Nope. Oh, and it begins. The chase is on. Oh, got away. She got away, now she's in the corner, hogging this whole piece of krill that's literally the size of her. Or well, half the size. Absolutely wild. Just to satisfy myself, I Gave it to a real anemone that would actually eat some meat. My nems in the 75. I give him a piece of krill, and it's pretty much instant Ludas. Boom. That's what I was hoping for my green one over there, but clearly he's not as hungry as these guys. These guys instantly, doesn't matter what time, when, what day, what year, they grab it and they shrink up and eat it. As you can see, krill is gone. A little more on the 75 gallon from the last video. Let's check out and see how the corals are doing from Reef Palooza. Got the Bob Marleys over there. I'm just gonna call them fire and ice. I don't even think they're fire and ice those, but we're gonna call them right there. They're doing great. Obviously Turtle Rock, can't really say it's doing bad or good, it's a rock. But there's our plate coral. It's actually grown probably a centimeter ever since I put that on there. It's actually expanding very fast. So hopefully, like I said before, the goal is to have that whole upper section just being a massive plate coral. We'll come over here, we got the clam, chilling as usual. And then, like I was telling you guys, I think 2 videos ago, with the natural sunlight that comes right into the tank, gives it a really nice natural look. It actually combines the blue light with the natural sunlight. See me in the reflection. But this is one of my biggest achievements out of the whole tank, is this massive leather toadstool. Got the smaller one next to it. Basically I have 2 massive ones. At some point this whole corner might even come down to me getting rid of the arch rock. It's like a, I don't even know what you call it. It's like a cliff rock over in the back. You can always rearrange the rocks again if I have to, but that whole corner is probably just gonna be this massive leather on top of that one. That one's gonna grow obviously massive as well. And then this corner will probably be mainly dedicated to the clam, because that's gonna get massive as well. So the clam will probably be right there, right in the middle. Massive leathers in the back corner. 8-can garden's gonna get bigger, so we'll figure out a spot for that. Cool thing about 75 is there's a lot of space to move around and adjust everything. But currently, the way everything is, this is the layout I like. Zoe garden I'd like to keep over here. This is one of my favorite things I got going on, is just Zoe garden. As generic as it is, it's probably on the top 5 of my favorite coral list, along with the hammers. Gonna have a whole, hopefully, colony of them at some point. Like I said, we got 3 heads right here, 2 heads right there, grand total of 5. And hopefully it'll just become a massive, I don't even know, 30 colony. Checking back in on the 10 gallon. The anemone looks like he's trying to move around in the cup. I don't know if he's gonna escape, if he even can escape, but he's just gonna chill in that cup for the meantime. As you can see, it looks like he's trying to walk around. We'll see if he ventures outside of the cup. But hopefully we can keep our anemone in a cup, hence the whole title of the video. It's been a good 30 minutes. Oh God, now the clowns are getting involved. Yeah, it's becoming a crazy battle over this piece of krill. But speaking of food, I'm gonna grab my trusty marine pellets. I know they're mini pellets. I should probably get some regular sized pellets. Let's grab the Omega 1. Beautiful pellets. About one of the most generic foods you can even feed these guys, but the Tang isn't too keen when it comes to the brine shrimp or anything meat related. He pretty much likes to be fully vegetarian. Don't mind all the water filters, a little, like, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it with those little vacuum releases or go and shoot some bubbles through the tank. I think it gives the tank a nice little O2 boost. Grab some pellets here. A little pinch. Drop them in. And they all go nuts. There goes the Tang. He goes wild. There go the tomatoes. You only see the Blenny come out. Here he comes. The Blenny goes after the pellets. I've pretty much got everything in here pellet trained. Even the cleaner shrimp. He hasn't realized the pellets are in there yet. Watch, I put some more in there. He'll go nuts. Let me hit him in the back. Watch this. Once he realizes, he's gonna go nuts. Oh, there he goes. You should grab that one right there. Perfect. But massive tomatoes, crazy. I still haven't really figured out a full name for these guys yet. If you guys want to drop a name in the comments for the tomatoes, haven't been able to figure out a good pair name for these two. Obviously, I got Blaze over here. I've had him named for a while. But it'd be awesome if you guys can drop a name in the comments. Don't even have a name for him yet either. So, if you guys want to name the fish, drop a name in the comments for all the fish. For some reason, the plate coral's opening up its mouth like it's going to eat the pellets itself. You know, I'm not complaining. Food's food for these guys. All right, guys, so we're going to take a quick trip right downstairs. We're going to head up the 75-gallon Amazon tank with the discus and the angelfish, do a quick water change. So I'll meet you guys down there. All right, so we made our way downstairs. We got our 75-gallon Amazon tank with our angelfish, discus, and our one singular ram that tends to bully everybody in the tank. Oh, there he goes. But I think, as you guys saw, I can't remember if it was either one of my Instagram posts or one of my earlier videos, but I did say my discus are like borderline dogs. And I would say it's true. Like I said, they come right up to me. Watch. Ready? I'll move from here to the other side of the tank. Watch this. And here they come. Yeah, those two got some beef. I know everyone says there's the pecking order. I mean, yeah, hit or miss, kinda. So Chief, my favorite, personally, which I originally thought about a year ago was a male, is a female. These two are males. So sometimes, hit or miss, these two will fight over her, which she is an amazing looking fish. So these two fighting over her makes sense, I guess. But a while ago, probably about a good 7 months ago, these two actually did make a breeding pair, and it was weird. Then they ended up separating. It was very strange. So my black bushy-nosed pleco, which is somewhere in the midst of the forest I got going on here, he's in the back, which I knew was going to happen, saying that they love eating fish eggs. So randomly, again, wasn't even planned, these two ended up making a whole bunch of, made a whole bunch of eggs basically on this filter line right here, which, as you can see, they still kind of like staying around it. I still can't even get over it. I haven't even done a water change yet, how clear this tank stays and is. I know I love my salt water, but I will tell you fresh water is amazing. But yeah, so like I was saying, they were making a whole bunch of eggs here. Basically, out of nowhere, came downstairs to do a water change, and I'm like, what is all over? Why are they all sitting there like crazy defensive, as any breeding pair usually is? And they're basically circling this thing, and I'm like, I'm going in there to feed them. He was getting crazy aggressive. She actually didn't really care. She never really cares. She's a very chill fish. Like I said, I'll show you guys in the video. Watch, I will literally pet her. She's good as hell with it. See how she just stays right next to my hand? For some reason, me and this fish have a very big bond. I don't know why. That's just how it is. So, pleco, I come down. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. They're laying a whole bunch of eggs. So I'm looking on Amazon, looking at any of the tank websites I know, and I'm going, all right, well, I'm gonna need like a 55-gallon so I can transfer the spawn, the little tiny baby discus, into a tank so the parents don't eat them and it doesn't become obviously a mess with everybody else in the tank too. Saying it's also a 75-gallon, and I think they have about 50 eggs sometimes, and 50 discus running around here would be interesting. But like I was saying, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna leave it. We're just gonna see what happens, because like I said, I don't have space for this. I don't have a tank. Let's see what happens. So next morning, I come down, and there's the pleco sitting on the tube, just sucking them all away. And then about like 15 minutes, I'm gone. So, is what it is. But ever since then, they never really did any breeding sense. It's kind of effortless to, and not even any like shots at discus breeders. But it does seem like it's pretty cut and dry with breeding these guys. You kind of just put two together, and they just genuinely will pair up over time. I'm sure there's obviously quick methods to do it to actually make money off of them, but I personally just like to enjoy watching my fish, feeding them, taking care of them, and breeding them and trying to make money off of them. But, I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's a good way to make money, for side money or something. But these guys are chilling. We're gonna do a quick water change, so we're gonna suck all the water out of the tank. Well, at least I like to. Another thing about what a lot of discus breeders say, or even discus keepers, they say they're very, let's say, hard fish to keep. I don't really personally find anything hard about keeping these guys. They're not any different than, let's say, the care level of a beta. I'm not saying unexperienced people go grab and buy some discus, because not only, you know, could you mess up and kill an animal, they are expensive. They're like the cheapies you're gonna find, like a tiny one. They're like at least just small like that, 125. Just from what I've seen. Like, come down here, and this is what aqua shell is gonna be pretty cool this year. I don't know if I'm gonna buy anything because it becomes a massive spending mess, so probably not, but we'll see what happens. With him, we'll come right down to here. He was about $350. So like I said, you don't really want to buy that. I mean, same goes for coral and saltwater too. You know, you buy something for $300-400, don't know how to take care of it, a week or two later, and it's dead. There goes all your money. But personally, and just in my experience, I don't find them hard at all to take care of. It's really, and that's, I'm gonna be honest, I think kind of goes for any aquarium. It's really just the same thing over and over again. It's just consistency and really just doing regular things. Water changes, everyone says weekly. I do it every week and a half, 2 weeks, to be honest with you. Obviously, I just do my top offs at least every 2 to 3 days is when I do my top offs. For my saltwater tanks, I try to do every day, just because obviously salinity spikes and lower, and you know, you don't really want your salinity going up and down. It's not really going to crazy kill anything. To say that, I mean, obviously if you have a really finicky coral, obviously, but most of the corals, they just get mad. I remember when I first got in the saltwater hobby, I didn't even know how to do salinity checks. So it just became a mess where I was just like, all right, I'm gonna mix the saltwater. I had no idea how the evaporation worked, that, you know, the salt level would actually go up when it evaporated. So I'd have a tank be a little low, I'd buy an anemone and the thing would just melt. And I'd be like, what just happened? So after doing a whole bunch of research, I was like, oh, that's why I like instantly killed it. So, you know, couple little, yeah, that does suck. That's why I like to be here for you guys, and obviously other YouTubers out there that'll help you out, because it's just nice to have a little bit of knowledge before jumping into anything, just so you don't waste a ton of money, because it will happen. I've probably wasted a couple grand, I'm sure. I haven't tallied it up, but I'm sure. Well, like I was saying with these guys, we're gonna do a quick water change. I like to get my tank down to, I'd say about like right here, realistically, I like to get my tank down to with the water change. I'd say realistically, it's a good 25%, maybe. Yeah, probably a good 25% water change. Most people, again, like I was saying before with the discus community, I get it. I get the, you know, the touchy finickiness with these guys. I don't really think it's that crazy, but you'll have people that will do 50% water changes starting like here. Even people do 75%. So we're talking about a tank that's literally, you drain all that water just to replace it with, like, you know, I guess clean water. But you got to remember, even though they are very human bred fish, they're honestly, like I've seen, no problem with putting them in tap water as long as you got your conditioners. And I have a ton of trace elements, buffers and everything for the discus themselves that basically turns the tap water into a little better water. I also have a carbon filter on my water for the house, so it is nice because it basically kills any chlorine, any possible, you know, the dental stuff, the fluoride. It kills all that stuff that would be in the water right out of it. Obviously could hurt your dental health a little bit, but it does filter all the stuff out for your fish. But yeah, like I said, I don't see the point in doing a 50 or 75% water change, especially since that's gonna kill a little bit of your bacteria and your real established tank water. You know, you're taking a genuinely perfect bacteria. You can tell, obviously, the plants, I've been working on that. Not the biggest and best plant guy with the lighting and everything. Still working on getting that down. It looks all right. I want to get them a little bigger, a little better. But like I was saying, you're going to kill a lot of that, all that work of an established tank. You know, if you get rid of 50% of your established water and just replace it with, even though if it's, you know, traced element, it's, even if it's RO water, you're getting perfectly clean water, which you got to remember, these fish don't live in, especially in the wild. Obviously, I know none of them are wild, but they don't live in that perfect, pristine condition. Obviously, this looks really clean. It's crystal clear. But you're going to have your, you know, smidge of nitrates in there. You're going to have real water elements in there that you just want to keep just to benefit the plants, benefit the fish. As you can see, those two are doing their thing again. They don't really even hurt each other. They just like tap each other. It is what it is. There might be another discus I do get in the future just to have 2 and 2, just to kind of even it out. But angelfish don't really have any beef. I mean, when it comes to eating, these two will kind of get at it. As you can see, he's got a fin, a little. A lot of people would say fin rot. I've personally seen it myself, especially with him. That's why he's pristine. He looks beautiful because he's the king of the tank. Like, I will tell you, I got this angelfish literally the size of probably this Corridora, and he just grew like insanely fast and just looks beautiful. I'll actually attach 2 pictures right now. So yeah, that was the before and after. Kind of crazy. He got a lot more color, especially with him up there. He became a lot more orange. But yeah, he is honestly just a very, very good specimen for an angelfish. He's massive. He actually is bigger than him now. I bought him as basically a rescue. He was for sale. He was someone's fish that they basically traded in. I've never understood that, but you know, things happen in life, I guess. Maybe you gotta get rid of your fish. So the guy got rid of the marble angelfish I got right here. I basically bought him that size. He's actually an older one. I'd say he's a good, I don't even know how long they live. I'd say he's probably a 2-year-old fish, if not older. But he basically was kind of neglected. That's why his fins are so big. You can genuinely see his age. Just even him, he's big, but his fins are nowhere near his size. He's a lot older than these two. But he was kind of the most shy fish in the tank, as weird as it was. So over time he adapted. Now he's actually used to everyone in the tank. He knows me. All these fish, as much as they'll say they can't read people's faces and understand people, I will tell you, these fish, when they see me versus anyone else, they genuinely will come right up to me. They understand who I am. They understand I feed them at least, so they're like, they see me, food, normal animal response. But let's get to the water change. I have my interesting setup I got right here where I took a chair and a table stand, and that's what I use to basically get my suction from when I fill my 5-gallon bucket up with water. The only way I can gravity feed it into the tank is to have the bottom taller than the tank. So we're gonna drain this a little bit, clean up the substrate a little bit, and we're gonna get some fresh water in there, and I'll bring you guys through the process of what I do to get my fresh water. All right, so we got the filter all apart right now. Just washed my main media that goes right in the bottom of my filter. A lot of this media, especially when it's from Fluval, can last up to either a month to almost even 4 months. This stuff lasts, I think, about 6 months, so I take it out, wash all the disgusting stuff off of it. By this, I mean all the disgusting stuff, just what happens with the filter. I like to take my filters out, clean all this stuff off, and a lot of the stuff is perfectly fine. You clean all the junk off, it make it clean, and that flows through. Obviously, you're gonna have your main sponges and everything, like your floss and everything. It's just gonna be disgusting and used, but a lot of your other stuff, like this is like a mix of carbon, so it doesn't go as bad as carbon, but it's like a mix of like bio and carbon. This lasts about like 4 months. So this is fine. I'm gonna clean this. Obviously clean the inside of the top of the filter. Already cleaned the inside of this. Keep a little bit of bacteria in there, it's fine. But like I said, I got this all cleaned. This is gonna go right into the bottom of the filter. So you slide that right in. Boom, done, locked in. I'm gonna clean these 2 canisters next. And then this filter will be up and running, ready to go, and right back on the tank. All right, so now we have all our media inside of our filter. Pull this cover right off. We got our filter floss right there. What I like to do, and I advise you guys to do it too, so you go to the pet store, which some of you have probably figured out. You go on Amazon, buy a massive roll of filter floss. This has lasted me about a year. This is all I have left finally. But literally get this massive roll, probably 30 bucks, and it'll last you forever. You just gotta grab some scissors, cut it up, throw it in your filter, your canister, or overhang, one of the two. But we have all our media in here now, so we're gonna grab our top. We're gonna slap her back on. Just go bing bang boop. Right on. Lock her down. And back on the tank she goes. One of the awesome things about having the adjustable, removable hoses for the canister filter is that you can keep the actual suction that you have originally, so you don't have to reprime it really at all. I'm just gonna plug this in. I already have some water inside of it. Then all I do is throw the release valves on, and it literally will just do it itself. It's gonna sound like it's dying for a second. All I gotta do is flip the valve, flip the other valve, and she does her thing. There it goes. You see all the excess air come out. Does this awesome effect with the bubbles in the air. Whole tank basically just becomes full of bubbles. It's great. And now we have a perfect flow rate established right back in the tank. Because before, as you guys saw, the water wasn't really moving at all. But now it's back to its light flow that I have it set to. So this is awesome. We got some flow in the tank again. Plants are flying everywhere. You'll have that. Close the drawer up. Magical. Alrighty. So that is pretty much the definition of how I do a water change on the Amazon tank. Pretty cut and dry, like I was telling you guys earlier. I just do my treatments, clean the substrate. No, I didn't show you guys that. It was a really quick thing anyway. Like I said, it's just your usual water change. Go in there, suck the water out, put new water in. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to do a kind of a 2-in-1 video where I did salt water and fresh water for you guys. And wanted to give you a rundown of how I do my water changes, especially on the Amazon tank here. So I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. As usual, go hit that like button, hit those post notifications so you guys get my notifications for all my weekly uploads I do. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you guys next week. See ya.